moving to oneness. Nourishing curiosity. Embracing differences. Becoming one.
Welcome, I'm Meilin Ehlke, your host of the Moving to Oneness Park. Yeah, when I look out of my window, I see the leaves being lit to a beautiful bright yellow, beige, orangey tone by the sun that's peeking out of the cloudy sky. Gazing at that tower, there's only a tower left on that hill. Heinrich II lived there for a while. He became king then in Germany, very young already, and became also king of Italy and emperor later on, 900 something. Please don't ask me exactly the dates. But I think emperor 1000, just as it turned 1000. Yeah, and so just the tower is left and shows the history. So the stones have experienced a lot of this region. The Donau that I just mentioned has carved in its way. On one side you have to the south, not the hill, but it's Felsen, rock. And on the other side it's beautiful, flat, and it's meandering here with a lot of little layers. And then I went walking along them and driving along in the mist this morning. You see so many beautiful birds, and it's for me always so fascinating how old this area is and what wisdom is being brought up every single day by the water and the wind that's exposing the rock. And if I drive to the golf course where my son is today, so that's why I'm here, the huge lions inviting you to go into your strength. So that fits to all of us, right? To be who we are, become more of this. And the way to get there often is by really sinking in to the landscape we are in, to look at our history, to look at the history of other cultures. So we widen and open up the experience, and who has crossed and intermingled and mixed with our culture. So here the Romans have been, but this river is so important. This is the second longest river in Europe. The Volga is longer. It has about 2,800 kilometers, about 2,100 miles. That's long. And I don't know, in my life I've been lucky. I've been at the spring in Baden-Württemberg, by Donau-Eschingen. That's the region also where, for Germans, there's a known location where people have lived already 65,000 years ago. Right there is this Venus that has been found. It's a small sculpture. The head is lost, but you see her breasts, her vulturous big hips, beautiful buttock, really symbolizing feminine essence and what makes us women. In a cave it was found, and I'm not wrong, it's the oldest sculpture they have found of a woman figure. So where the Donau spring is, a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge. It's being carried through Germany, Austria, Hungary, Serbia, Croatia. It touches Romania. No, 10 countries before it flows into the Black Sea. So many musical pieces have been created for her beauty of that river as she gets wider and wider and invites people to interact with her, right? So when I was visiting a friend once, I wasn't at the spring, but a little further out, it's a tiny creek. you know, we went for a walk, and my friend says, "Ah, look here, it's the Donau." And I said, "Wow!" We can't imagine sometimes the vastness that can happen. And this is a beautiful way to look at also things you create that you bring into the world. Sometimes it's just an idea, like in the spring, and it trickles out into the world and it takes on momentum. You invite others to join you, or others support what you're creating, or enjoy what you're creating, add to it, or do it as well. And then it becomes a small river, and other rivers come into it. And then it becomes this broad river. So if I drive half an hour down south, two others rivers have already joined, and it gets wide at the Wiesent. And later the Inn, and big ships suddenly drive on it. You come to Budapest, a gorgeous cultural city, and wisdom, and again, ancientness of these old rock formations. Moving on to Belgrade. I can't think about the city. It comes into the water, and that city, you have to take a river, right? Because it comes out in huge areas as it goes into the Black Sea. It's Sulina, a gorgeous place to be. But imagine what also your ideas take on and touch people, move people, change people, transform people. People will be at awe, as everyone is at awe when they see the Donau, Slovakia, Vienna, right? Those are some other cities it goes through, and countries in Bulgaria. But when that water came out of the spring, it didn't think about, just started following and flowing. And I invite you to do that as well. Let your ideas bubble up, not having to think ahead too much. Especially now, we have to go into our intuition, into who you are, into who I am, into who we are, so we can live ourselves and bring to this earth and bring out onto this earth why we're here, why you are here, why I am here. And don't analyze it too much. Again, maybe the donor is the reason to support you, to help you lead your ideas out. Let that water flow through you. Imagine her taking your ideas with her, or another river wherever you live or you're close to. But the Donau meanders so much, touches people, different ages of land. It inspires creativity, and over again. So even an idea you have, you can fine tune it, bring it out even more further. And why am I talking today about it? And why the fall, the interaction? And Bad Abbach, and there's also a term here, mineral water, which replenishes you. So see how much there is. You can bathe in that mineral water, pulls out your stagnant energy. So see how powerful water is. And at this time, maybe things you have created, let them go, and over winter that is coming up now, digest, work with it, and bring out more of its essence out into the world. Take the time also to see more who you have become or are becoming as you're bringing out your wisdom, your ideas, your products, your services into the world. This is somehow becoming very important today because, again, so many people will be touched or will touch if it's a product, a book, a song, a painting, food you're cooking, clothes you're creating, all right? And fine tune it over the winter. It's like also those leaves, they're being picked up and being brought somewhere else now that they went into their true color. Now I got it. I was wondering where this was going today. You all know me. I sit down and then I let it flow, what comes out. Right, those leaves are now in their true color. This morning I drove and then walked through these yellow maple leaves. We don't have those red ones that are so not dominant, but visual or being um, giving the tone in a question, as in northern US or Canada. We don't have those red tones as much here. But these yellow ones, beautiful, beautiful. So and then some of those are being picked up by children, people dried at home, and to be looked at for a long time and studied. Or the wind takes it on, or it goes into hummus in a few years and then helps something else be created. So again, itself, it doesn't really analyze itself. And this is something we do so much. We analyze our ideas. If it's the right time, the right moment, do it. If you have the idea, your body wants to create it, it's the right time. Sometimes your body is maybe holding back a little bit, then it has to ferment a little bit, right? It's like when the Donau, there is no drop in elevation, so then it's more slowly. And then sometimes there is more drop and she rushes or she has to go over stones and that water creates white foam. Yeah, and sparkles. And they're green tones and the color changes wherever she's going through, what is reflecting into her. That morning when I was here a few weeks earlier, she was beautifully gray because the mist was covering it. Today it was already a more yellowish, greenish early in the morning. And to let it take on those colors and forms and every moment a little different. Last time I wanted to go and take a picture again. Yeah, it's what I saw when I drove over a bridge, but then I couldn't find right away a place to park. Then I was led somewhere else, found beautiful moments and images and nature to photograph and experience and explore. When I came back, it was different. When I drove back over that beautiful old bridge. And what did I think? I said, I should have stopped. My whole body said stop, and I didn't. And I'm noticing now more and more when I'm resisting, which is rather seldom, made me aware. So then at least I followed all the other directions and little turns I wanted to take. So these moments when you then act on what you desire to do, independent of what is needed by others, you're being filled, nourished by yourself, by your own wisdom, and something can be created. So that's what I'm honing at the moment for myself a lot. And I invite you to do that as well. Because we cannot fathom what comes, what arrives. Not letting ourselves being rushed by the outside, but nourishing and listening and sensing what is more in the inside. And nature helps you there. Many of you are so experienced as well. Bring that out a little bit in you. Maybe you want to write it down if you've noticed it, where you didn't listen. Like I'll have now this beautiful image only in my head. Not that it's anyway nowadays I think so difficult to photograph nature. There's such a depth perspective to nature. Cameras can't hold it. Our perception of all of us is changing. We're getting more depth in our visual centers. Our eye can see more, but our body sees, and we feel ourselves more part and in tune with everything surrounding us. Did you notice that? You see also colors now a little bit more brilliant than a few years ago. Our whole cosmos is shifting. We're being really invited to be who we are. You are being invited to be who you are. That nourishes also not just ourselves, but each other. This is so beautiful, and it invites others to become more who they are. There's a beautiful song for you to do exactly that, to drop into yourself, to sense more who you are, to take the time to bring out if you've listened, felt, observed what your purpose, your talents, your gifts, your passion is. And being courageous, curious, and testing it out, to bringing it out. Some of you may do it gently, some like to go fast. Again, like the donut. Wherever you are, in what region, in what environment, in what setting, in what age, in what culture you are, you may find a different way, a different tempo, a different rhythm. Follow that. Go with that flow. Ba do do chuk chuk dum bum bo lienda wow you do bow nin sin dun 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 daddy wow yeah ha da pa bum ba de bum ba de bum bum la bum 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 There were these different tempos, different flow, for you to live all of those parts, all of your facets, as this array, this vast array of colors of the fall, or the beautiful light reflection of the water. Don't forget the taste, how the water tastes in so many different, and what beautiful codes it brings for you, how it enlivens you, nourishes you. Go into exchange with that water. Go and exchange with color, these different colors of energy, different vibration that's creating within you. Let it ring through you, vibrate through you, and let every cell be stimulated, revitalized, enlivened, so you can be who you are, and then enjoy it and explore it. Like, turn those dreams into reality. So one of my dreams is to take a canoe or kayak down the Donau. Because I love the edges where the water meets the soil and what plants and animals live there. I don't know how far it will take me. What a beautiful vision to go all the way to the Black Sea. The Black Sea so, or has been so inspiring for me to give birth in the water. Many do there, and I did. Not in the Black Sea at that time, I was in the US, but I birthed my son into water. So he has a beautiful, gentle start. That's what I send out to you. And the water's here for you to have a gentle start, to birth your idea, to birth yourself now as well, in a way you have never birthed yourself, your ideas, your way of being. Have fun, enjoy, and invite others to take and come along, to take part in what you're creating, as the Donau invites other rivers to join her, to have a big party, to go into the ocean, and from there, around the world. The best to you. I'm Meilin Ehlke, your host on the Moving to Oneness